Good day, friends. It is me, HLModTech, and it's time to add another 3D printer. Friends, today we're going to try resin, so let's get cracking. Alrighty, friends, so after a $30 coupon, this got down to 160 bucks, so it was just hard to pass up. Never done resin before, but at that price, it's a good time to figure it out. Alright, so in the box, we have got a manual. And we've got protective foam. And it is snug. And then we've got a 3D printer. Let me spin this around so you can see it. If you've ever built a 3D printer from a kit, this is pretty amazing because that's it. You've got the printer, a cover, and then supplies on the inside. Let's see what we've got. Not sure what this is. We'll open that up in a little bit. This flips off. It was protecting that. It has got SD drive. It has got the power cord, spatula, gloves for working with resin, let's call it a wall wart, and a screw to hold this part on. Inside here, so this is the plate that it actually does the 3D printing on, and here is our resin printer with a tray, and we can start putting it all together. How cool is that? Alright, so first, let's start removing all the little packing materials. This is the plate. It does have a film on it. Make sure you get rid of that. Let's pull this one off here and take off the material. Take off the material here. Material on the display that is sticky. We'll get that back in there carefully, tighten it in temporarily, and let's do some reading and see how to make it work. So as a person that's done FDM printing for a long time, all your printers come with a small bit of filament so you can test them out. This does not come with any resin, so I had to buy some resin. That resin's here. I'm going to go read the manual and let's actually do a first print. Alrighty, friends, so I connected the power cords. Let's turn it on and let's do the calibration. Takes a second to power up. Alright, friends, so the first step is to loosen all 4 of these little screws. They are on there decently snug. You have them loose. Do make sure that this whole thing will move up and down easily, because we're going to use it to calibrate in a moment. Alright, so that's moving good. And then we are going to manually lift this up. So if we go into Tools, Manual, and we want to move up, it's set to a 10mm move. I'm going to move up 4 or 5 clicks. Then that allows me room to slide that in place. Once we've got that in place, then we connect this. With that in place, we're going to hit Manual 0. Remember, this is loose because of those nuts, so that you can see it goes past where it was. And then they want us to press this down and tighten all 4 of these in, one at a time from the different corners. Wrong wrench. Let's try it again. So that's that one and that one. Then I'll come back to this corner and then this one. And then I'm just going to do an extra twist just to make sure I got them decent. Once again, go in kitty corner, because that's what the manual says. Let's double check that it does Z correctly up and down. Pull out the paper and let's do that home one more time. Looks pretty awesome. The next page talks about an exposure test. We need to go up about 100 millimeters or 10 centimeters. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Then I'm going to go back, and I want to hit the exposure test. Please set the exposure time for the test. So I'm going to tell it 45 and hit next. And it says to make sure we've got a whole grid. I do have a whole grid. And now I'm going to back out. Alright, so exposure test completed. Now let's get ready for our first print. Alright friends, so I moved to my PC. First thing I'm going to do is install the slicer. This is the USB drive it was plugged in. We want the Windows Chichi box. I'm going to double click that and let it do its thing. Yes. Do want English. Next. I agree. Install. And let's get this part taken care of. I'm going to tell it yes. And I'm going to tell it finish. So I also launched the manual. You can see here I set it all up just like it said. Now let's launch the interface. I am going to skip the update. So I'm going to stick with what came with the printer. After I've used it a little bit, then I'll check the upgrades and see if it's something I want to do. First over here I want to do language. Make sure I've got it set to English. And then help. And we are going to import a configuration. If we go back to our USB drive and the slicer, there is the KP6 all. So now we've got that set up. Alrighty friends, so we need to click on open to find a part to print. I've got a 3D modeling folder and I'm going to play with this one called Make Rook Small. It's kind of nice because it's tiny and prints fast and has some pretty sweet details inside. So let's check what we're supposed to do in these settings. Alright friends, so over here we click settings. They want us to make sure that we have the machine set at 1620, 2560. Bing bang, check, 82, 130, 180. LCD mirror, boom, so that one's good. Let's scroll down and check. Notice this is just the manual. Resin, 1.1, 30, and that's dollars per liter. Print set to 0.0550. Linear, 2, 20, 66, 10, 8, 80, 120, and 300. So far, so good. Let's check the next one. Our G code, G21, G90, M106S0, G28Z0. And then this one is too small for me to read, but it looks good, and it looks good. Last but not least, let's check advanced. 255 divided by tolerance, nothing checked. And 255 divided by bottom tolerance, nothing checked. And anti-aliasing is off. With that taken care of, I'm going to hit the X. They mentioned supports. If you have parts hanging out, you need to add supports. They show here to take a normal shape and put it in an angle, but then they also show that if you have a shape like our rook, you can print it just like this. They do say to make sure you add holes to it. 2 or more need to be made after hollowing out so we can release the pressure. I'll make sure we do that. Then after we have it set, you can start the slicing. After slicing, we'll move it to the printer. Let's go back over here then, back to full screen. I'm going to take this little shape and I'm going to first show you these are the supports. Right now it's set to light and medium. It's doing a Z lift of 2. Since this is going to print totally upside down, or I'm going to try it, I'm going to do 0 for my Z lift, and then I'm going to check my supports from this angle. So if I hit all on medium, it looks around and said these are the places it needs to add supports. And then I'll just have to break those off once it's completed. I did not change any settings. I'm just going to go with it. Let's go back to this one and slice it. And friends, we have got a print that is ready to send to the printer. I am going to click on save, and then you just need to make sure you have it on the CTB. Now I don't want to put it in my 3D modeling folder. I'm going to put it on the USB drive, hit save, and friends, let's head over to the printer. First, let's put our tray in, line it up, tighten it down. Grab our resin. I brought some gray resin Once again, make sure you buy that ahead of time so you don't have to wait like I did. This print's tiny, but when I'm done, I'm going to pour the resin back in. There's a nice little hole that helps with that. And then I believe this is a funnel to help you with that process. Alright friends, SD card inserted. Let's add a lid. Let's back out of this screen. Let's go to print and check it out. Make Rook is right there. Hit the button and hit play. And I think it said it was going to be about an hour and 11 minutes. So let's see what we make. Alright friends, so if you're watching, unlike an FDM where it goes around and around and around and it does all kinds of cool things while it's printing, this just goes down, up, down, up, down, up, and because of the depth of the resin, you really can't see anything for the longest time. So we'll be lucky if we see anything through the glass. I do want to remind you a few things. When you do a resin print, you need to clean it. This is just a little spray bottle I filled with isopropyl alcohol. I will spray it while wearing the gloves when I clean it. You also need a way to cure it. You can cure it in the sunlight. I bought a small resin curing machine. I'll show you that in a few minutes as well. Alrighty friends, so a little more than an hour later, we have got a print. When it's done, you loosen this. And then you scrape it off. Make sure you've got gloves. And find your spatula, which I set back here. You don't want to put this stuff in a sink, so I always scrape it into a box. And I'm just popping that off. There we go. I clean all this up with paper towels. I am currently reusing my resin. I saw somewhere that that's not always the optimum idea, but I don't want to waste it because resin does cost quite a bit. If I learn more, I'll keep sharing everything as I learn. Right now, we're just going through number one. Once again, gloves on so you don't get the resin on you. I'm going to set that back here on a paper towel. And let's bring out that part and show you the cleaning. Although I'm going to stop the camera and move it so we got a better view. Alright, so first let's put back the resin. I'm going to take off the cap with my clean hand and then loosen the bolts. And then take the resin tray. You can see I had a lot more resin than I needed. The resin tray does have a decent little funnel, and you can just slowly pour it back in. And I'm going to set that down for cleaning in a minute. Let's get that cap back on. Once again, my clean hand so that I don't get the resin on it. Then we need that spray. I put the little bottle right here. And let's find our tiny little rook. This is 91% alcohol. I'm just giving it a little bath. And then I've got my little clippers. So I can see better, I put on some glasses. Let's just clip these little dudes off. Whoops. Let's see. That just clipped off right there a little bit. So I think I cracked my part before I cured it. But let's still cure it and see what it looks like as we're learning all about using resin. Alright, So I see the stairs. Let's click that little dude inside there. This is where I can learn to add smarter supports as well. All part of the learning process. I think that one's part of the spiral. I'm going to call it good. So I'll set this down here. I'm going to give it one more spray. And then let's take it over to the sweet new curing station. Alright friends, so this is my latest purchase. This is a curing station by Jayco. I will show you an assembly video of this too. Friends, it was pretty slick. So, tiny part in. Make sure we got it centered. Let's close that lid. I need to plug in the power cord that I just strung across. And we're in curing mode. So I'm going to let it go for about 15 minutes. I'm not going to peek in there because I just don't know how that light works yet. I haven't read the whole manual. I will start reading and I'll get back with you to how it works. So I've let that run about 15 minutes. I am going to unplug it back in the back because that's the easiest way at the moment for me to shut it off. And let's see what we made. So this is our tiny little rook. Now, when I first printed it, this was sticky and you don't want to touch it. After curing for 15 minutes, which I'm not sure if this is the right amount, it is no longer sticky. Those words are visible. It says maker on it. And I'll keep working on the perfect settings, but so far, I'm going to say that for a first print, this is pretty darn awesome. Alrighty friends, so there you have it, print 1 on the Kingroon KP6. Friends, this was my first experience, so I am learning along with you. If you have any questions or you think I did something wrong, let me know. But we've got a first print. Only took about an hour, and we had to cure it. Friends, I do want you to know you can cure these out in sunlight. It's hard to gauge how much sunlight they're getting. Once again, I will have a video that shows how to assemble this little guy at a different date. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you got a question, comment, or a suggestion, add it down below. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button, and last but not least, hit that notification bell if you want to be the first to know when there's a brand new video from me, HLModTech. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.